Hello, this is Bogrips with another recording session of Portugal for Noobs. Things are looking pretty good for Portugal in this campaign. The year is 1492. We have conquered a pretty substantial amount from the Moors in the southern Iberian Peninsula and then also in North Africa. We're slowly expanding our holdings, slowly able to convert. Our conversion strength is actually high enough that we're able to. You can see it's going up there pretty fast. We can only do one at a time, unfortunately. We also have our trusted vassal Seuss, to whom we can dump off all the land that we do not want in North Africa. So thus far, we've pretty much been giving them Berber land. So that'll be good. Eventually, we'll annex them when we can deal with the Sunni provinces there and turn them to Catholic. Other than that, we're starting to colonize our way around Africa. We are dominating the colonial game so far, with Castile only having colonized one province as far as I can tell. Maybe they've gone for the Caribbean, but I don't think so. I don't think their colonial range is that long. So our goal here is to dominate African trade. We're trying to get down to the Cape. There's a trade node down here, the Cape of Good Hope trade node, in which there is only one coastal center of trade. So if you can have this one province, it's really easy to dominate the Cape of Good Hope. Additionally, we will colonize this land. It's not too bad. It's decent development, especially the area around the Cape. So we'll colonize here. It'll be Portuguese, zero autonomy, and Catholic. So we'll probably state that up, just a little extra free land that we don't have to fight anyone for. Apart from that, I would like to fight Benin. They're actually in the midst of a war. Okay. Benin is here in the midst of a war. You can see they're mildly winning, but if you can look, those little cannon explosions, the map is indicating that actually some of their provinces are under siege. So this is a good opportunity potentially for us to go hop on that and take their home province, Benin, which is a good coastal center of trade and an estuary, so powerful trade value there. We might just take the whole coast. That would simplify things for us, marching our troops around. I think that would be really nice, actually, just control the entire of the African coast. That would be pretty fantastic. Already working down here on some decent provinces. This one, yeah, is a very good trade province as well. Have thought about trying to fight Congo for their coast. However, they don't really have super good trade value here except for one province, but yeah, we'll see about that. The thing is that they're Catholic. Been over this a few times, but the AI has a very difficult time converting because it's hard to convert and it's expensive. So the AI often finds itself in a position where it can't, afford a couple ducats per month or even one ducat per month to do the conversion, so they just never convert and they'll leave their land, the wrong religion, basically the whole game. But we'll see. The thing is that if they don't convert it to Catholic, it's hard for me to deal with that land. I'm having enough trouble just converting my few provinces here. So probably for now, I would just take a couple provinces from Benin. Mostly just gonna colonize and, quarantine and chill. So I'm gonna let the game play. It's at speed 4. I can get unrest in Cuda, or I can get lowered tax in one province. I think I'm going to take the tax. It's only in one province. It's not even a very good province. Yes, this place gives me 0.31 in tax, which is actually not too bad. So I'm just going to lower the tax there. Losing 0.05 ducat a month. I'm never going to notice that, so that's fine. Don't want to deal with unrest. Still making a bit of money. It's a pretty good tropical woods, an okay trade good. And yeah, just letting it play out. I'm going to mothball the fort in Lisboa. I don't really need that right now. Save a little money. What else can I do to save money? I'm not paying for my troops. I could pay them even less. My unrest situation is pretty good, I think. Oh, Tangiers wants to rise up. But they are in the zone of control of the Fez fort, so I don't really have to worry about that too much. I could give them some autonomy, but I think that's not going to be necessary. Cuda, whoa, all sorts of crazy stuff. Look at that. I lost 25% of my tax modifier, and now I'm going to get plus 100% in the same province. I don't know what's going on with the events in Kuta, but look at that, 0.50, that's not bad. Again, that's not enough that I'm really going to notice it in my balance sheet, but that's fine, I appreciate that. Oh shoot, my Navy's out here just attritioning away, 10%, 12% attrition. Better get those guys back, that's no good. How's this fleet? This is my exploration fleet, might as well. I'll put the Explorer on them. It's attached to this Navy, which is out at sea. It's a pretty sweet trick you can do. You can just move your leaders around the magical teleporting Explorer. There we go. Might as well do a little more exploration. Don't know how much further I'm going to be able to get, but I can at least look around the island of Madagascar. Gonna send them there, shift click to send them here, 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 and then back. Looking good. These colonies are pretty far along. So hopefully once this one completes, I didn't have the range to get down to Cape until, so I started this one in Luanda before the Benguela. I think Luanda should give me enough range to get down here to Cape, but it wasn't ready yet. I would have loved to just go straight for that. Oh, look at that, juicy. Plus 200, almost done. I'm actually gonna do something here. I'm just gonna, so the longer your colony goes, the lower the chance of the new settlers. You can actually see the difference here. It's gone from 36 down to 33. That's still really good. That's like, this is giving me tons of colonial growth right now. Spread plus 35 is not very good. I want that to be closer to plus 100 per year. 10-year colonies would be ideal. But yeah, the plus 33 per month is very good. But anyway, that's about as low as it could possibly be. So I'm actually gonna recall my colonists from here. Well, should I? I can't send him where I want him to go. Okay, forget it. What I would have done is recalled him. There's a bunch of travel time to send a colonist someplace new. And so you can basically have your colony finishing up on its own. You can just let it do the few months. It grows every month. So 35 per year, what is that? It would be like 5-ish colonists per month, which is like really sad. Oh my goodness. So yeah, it takes a very long time to grow that way. But I'm going to wait for it to finish. When it's finished, then I'll get the colonial range to head to Cape, hopefully. Which is a province that I really want. Okay, so whatever. My ally, the Papal States, is the new Papal controller. I guess that's kind of good. I really want a cardinal so that I can be in the running. You can see I have no active cardinals. This is a Catholic religious mechanic. Because I would really like to press this button and throw my hat in the ring to be the new Pope. Get a % chance of being the Pope every time the Pope dies. Great, look at that. We got, that's just a few months later. Colony's done, 6 dev. Portuguese Catholic, I love it. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to send some, well, okay, the colonist is ready, so I might as well just see if I can send it. I can. How long is it going to take for this guy to get here? Oh, yikes, a long time. So this is why I wanted to jump start it. I wanted to send my colonist down there a little early. And then he would be like, halfway there or a third of the way there already when the colony finishes that he was at previously. But I need to go solve the native problem. So I'm going to send my troops down there ASAP. Hopefully I can have the troops beat my colonist, and then the religion, or the culture and religion will be correct the moment that the colony starts. I think I'm at my manpower cap. No, I'm not. I don't know, what should I do? Juana the First is, I think, my ruler. So it's her niece. I don't know, this maybe could be a chance for me to get my dynasty on their throne. So this isn't something I've talked about very much, but, oh wow, look at that. Castile is getting really wrecked by pretender rebels. The stacks are small, though. So, like, this 12k army can beat each of the 8k armies easily. If these 8k got together and were 16k, then Castile would have a much harder time defeating them. So this is something that, just one of those game mechanics. It's not the most important, but let me see if I can find. One of these map modes is going to show me the dynasties. There you go. So there's rulers. You can see just by their last name, the ruler comes from a dynasty. Ours is De Avi, and in Castile they have De Trasmara. So actually, they're doing very well here in Castile because they have somehow managed to get their dynasty onto the throne of England. So if a ruler dies, so you can see this king has no heir. So if the king dies still with no heir, one of the royal marriages that England has will the dynasty of that religion. So suppose they're married to me, I could get my dynasty on their throne, but only if I have higher prestige than everyone else they have a royal marriage with. So it's kind of a confusing mechanic. You can see here they only have a royal marriage with Castile, so probably this guy just got on the throne. Yeah, he's young. They have no heir, so he hasn't had a chance to produce an heir yet. So it's too bad. I should have had a royal marriage with Castile, and then there's a chance that the De Avis family could have been on the throne. I'm going to royal marry them, so you never know, maybe he'll die. I'll have a chance to get my dynasty on the throne. But this is a pretty long-winded way of saying that I am going to support the claimant, even though it loses me 2,000 manpower. I'm not too short on manpower, that's fine. And I think, not totally sure, I think this is going to give me a chance to get my dynasty on the throne with Castile. That's going to make us stronger allies, and this gives me a chance of taking control of Castile through like the monarch diplomatic system. So I won't have to fight them for their land. It's just that I will inherit their throne through the dynasties. So if you don't want to worry about dynasties, you definitely do not have to. It's a pretty weird game mechanic. It's the kind of thing that you do without really thinking about too much, and then sometimes it works out in your favor. You can sometimes get a casus belli to establish what is it even called? Oh. Oh, that's so bad. Oh no. So you can get a personal union over different countries. So Castile has an event, and they can use this event to get a free personal union over Aragon. This is a super famous historical event called the Iberian Wedding. But it looks like that hasn't fired yet. Aragon has the junior partner of Naples. So you can see here, it doesn't actually show it, but basically what that means is that Naples has the same king as Aragon. So King Ferdinand III of Trasmara is also the king of Naples. And so we could do some clever dynastic shenanigans. We could get our dynasty on the throne of Castile, and then we could put ourselves in a position where our king, or in this case our queen, Juana, is also the queen of Castile. That means they're our vassal, effectively, and we can annex them after enough time has passed. But Castile is just so big and strong. Like, if we got them as a personal union, we would be really unstoppable. Okay, we can get another expansion idea, might as well. Merchants are money. So now I have 3 merchants. I don't know what to do with this guy, so I'm gonna go back into the trade map mode. I can send trade from the Ivory Coast to Sevilla. I think I will do that. Well, quite a bit is already going forward, but the merchant would make it even more effective. The other thing I could do with my merchant is I could send him here to collect trade. So if you have a merchant collecting trade in your home node, you earn 10% more. So if I just sent that merchant here, we would get 0.6 ducats extra per month. I could also send him to collect trade at any random downstream trade node, or any trade node really that I have range to go to. Genoa is a very rich trade node, but I don't think I have really any trade power there. So I don't think that would be worth it. Another thing is that collecting trade in a node that is not your home node reduces your trade power every place else. So typically your best strategy for trade is to pick your home node, which is Sevilla, draw as much trade into it as possible, and then don't worry about anything downstream. If you conquer land downstream from your trade node, try to get a bunch of trade power there, and then you can move your capital or make that node your trading capital. I forget what that mechanic is called. But there's an option to move your capital someplace, and then there's also an option to move your home trading port someplace. So you can keep your capital where it is, but still collect trade from another trade node as if you had your capital in that trade node. Anyway, very long-winded explanation here, but our capital is still in Lisboa. That's our center trading port. I I think what I'm going to do is have this guy transfer trade from the Ivory Coast. We are trying actively to control as much trade in the Ivory Coast, so I think this is our best move. Transfer trade power. This guy doesn't have a job, Diego. So great, we're going to make a little more money. Actually, going to wait for the month tick to see how much we get out of that. There might be other factors at play which would change things. Oh wait, let me do this. I don't want too much time to pass because I want to get my troops down to the Cape before my colonist arrives there. So I'm going to dump them here first, and then from there I'll send them over. I could have my boats taking a lot of attrition here if I just sit in this province for a while, and I have the tendency to forget these things. So while that's happening, now I'm going to wait and watch the trade at the month tick. Meh, make a little more money. Transfer a little more trade from over here. Actually, it didn't change very much at all. I was already transferring a lot of trade. Only 26% trade power. That's quite a bit though. Like I think we have more than anybody else, so not too bad. But you see, Benin is the second one. They have this good province for trade, which I want to take. It is rightful Portuguese land. So once this colony's done, I will have another free colony. I want to get on the Cape ASAP, so that's where my priority is. But later on, I should be able to colonize next to Benin and then fabricate claims on them. And then attack for my good trade value province. Maybe there's another good trade province, actually. Yeah, I could colonize here. This shares a sea tile with Benin, so that's a good way to go. I would like these provinces eventually, but they don't share a sea tile with anything I could conquest, so might as well just wait on that for now. It doesn't look like there's much competition in the colonial game yet. Oh, poor Castile. They really just can't deal with this right now. But yeah, that'd be great. I would love to get my dynasty on the throne there. Doubt it's going to happen, but you never know. I'd also like for Castile to get the Iberian Wedding. Then they take control of Aragon and Naples. They get, like, yeah. Aragon already has the personal union over Naples, so when Castile gets the personal union over Aragon, they also get the personal union over Naples. That would make my big buddy ally very strong. It would also allow them to go do something, right? Because if they have lands over here, this allows them to go to conquests like in the Balkans or against the Ottomans, whereas I kind of just blocked them from their only good expansion route. Okay, this is probably worth knowing about. So I just kicked Morocco in the teeth. You can see my truce just barely started, so yeah, I took these provinces not long ago at all. And Morocco's at war with Tlemcen. Looks like, what is it? Yeah, Tlemcen attacked Morocco. It's kind of ironic because Morocco was guaranteeing Tlemcen, guaranteeing the independence of Tlemcen. So now can I fight you? I would still have to fight Tunis, but I could also get Castile into this fight. So I would be, nah, Castile really has to deal with their pretenders. Or maybe, I don't know, let me look at these pretenders. De Vega, that's not my dynasty. Again, Vega. And Vega. So I don't really care. I don't want the Vega dynasty on the throne. I want the De Avis throne. And I'm pretty sure it does work that the ruler of the Pretender Rebel stack will become the ruler after they gain control of the capital. So different rebel types have different mechanics. Pretenders, what they want to do is control your capital. If they control your capital, their general, this guy, the Pretender, takes control of the throne. So you can see actually in the handle them button, there's different things you can do. So I could just, like, the separatists want to be a new country, so I can just accept their demands, cede all that stuff to Morocco, but I'm obviously not going to do that. I fought hard for that land. So I don't know, I don't think I can really take advantage of this. I just fought Morocco, I have a truce. Don't really want to fight Tlemcen and Tunis with Castile right now. So they're doing fine. Honestly, if Morocco gets kicked, if Morocco gets dogpiled really bad, it's fine. It just makes them easier for me to fight. Oh wow, look at this. I am a great power. Great power just means you're one of the top 8 strongest countries in the world. This is calculated based off of your development and your technology cost. So you can remember your tech cost is governed by the institutions. So we have pretty good development, and probably we're only going to rise on the great power list. Some other countries that could end up on here too, like, Actually, I don't see Castile. That's astonishing to me that would we have more development than Castile? That would really boggle my mind. So we might not stay on the Great Power list for now, as we do more conquesting in North Africa. This is a lot of development. Eventually, we'll probably take the whole place. So at some point, we will rise up the Great Power list, but I don't expect to stay on there continuously from now until the end of the game. We'll probably get dumped someplace. Oh, my troops are here. I'm going to put them back on the boats. Send my boats down. I did not do a very good job here, and the settler arrived. What do they call them? The colonists arrived before my troops were able to exterminate the natives. So unfortunately, I'll have to send him back and lose some colonial progress. I'm just going to still attack the natives. It only costs 1 mil here because there's so few of them. Oh shit, I forgot to pay my troops, so they're not fighting very well. If you look at this, our morale is really low. I mean, this is showing the maximum morale. I don't know. There you go. So my max morale is 3.86. I think I started around 1. Should still win this fight. You can see we're just, yeah, we're flanking them, and we're going to, yeah. Should win, no problem. There we go. As soon as I turn my morale up, they just evaporate. Gonna pay my armies a little less. That's great. I would love to make 3 ducats a month. I really need to be making 2 ducats a month because then when I get my other colonist deeper down this idea set, I can pay for them no problem. Oh, look at that. Great. I finished my conversion, didn't even realize it. So I'm looking for places that'll be done pretty fast. It's like a trade-off between the amount of religious unity, the time, and the cost. So religious unity can go from 1 to 100. I'm at 70, which is not great. I would like to be up to like 90-ish. Because this gives me unrest, and it makes it very expensive for me to increase my stability. So I'm gonna, so you can see this one is 29 months, this one's 30 months. It's almost the same religious unity, but one costs substantially more. Here, this one's 2.8, but costs even less than both of these. So I think this is a good one. It's gonna take 1 more month, but it's more unity and cheaper, so that's a great choice. What governs how much they cost and how long they take? How long they take is governed by your missionary strength. So that's just kind of like a flat modifier. And more developed provinces reduce your missionary strength. And then the autonomy also makes it more expensive. So in these provinces where I have 0 autonomy, it's going to be cheap. This one's going to be cheap. That one's going to be cheap. But Fez, which has slightly higher autonomy, is going to be a bit more expensive. This one's going to be the most expensive because it has the highest autonomy. But anyway, we only have 1 missionary. It's going to take a long time to do all these. We just got to run through them one at a time. I mean, just like doing this math at a glance, each of these is about 2 years. So this is going to be like, I don't know, 20 or 30 years worth of conversions. And I've only just taken this tiny little piece. So if I want to get serious about the religious conversions, I basically am going to have to take religious ideas. Not going to do that for a while. I would like to take a military idea group first. Probably quantity, because I think it would be funny. Portuguese troops suck, and kind of the way you can make the Portuguese bad troops work for you is by fighting people who are less technologically advanced. So that might be my plan, is just to accept that my troops are bad, but have a lot of them. It's also useful because, you know, I'm kind of getting myself spread out. And so if I can have more troops stationed in different areas, it'll make it a little easier for me to manage this much territory. Okay, so actually, I don't know exactly how this works, but you can see I exterminated the natives, and now I have the correct culture and religion here. I'm going to do a couple of neighboring provinces. Like, I'm definitely going to want this province. I don't think anyone's going to get here for a long time. Okay, good. The rebels are just going to leave my land. That's fine. Okay, stab is definitely more important to me. My legitimacy is going to tick up. It's almost at the cap, so I'm going to lose 10 legitimacy here. And my troops are in place. I'm going to pay for them. I'm going to let a month pass so that they're actually, like, good. Their morale goes up, and then I'm going to attack these natives. Again, there's hardly anyone here, so no big deal. 1 mill point. What is this? 5 development, 3. I'm gonna do this one as well, and then I don't know. These 3 dev provinces with a lot of people in them, like 7,000. That's crazy. I don't know. That's not a big priority for me. Same thing. Just gonna attack the natives. Good show. And then this is 3 dev, and it's arid. But if I take that province, it kind of blocks anyone. So like you can imagine that Castile, they have some colonies up here. They're going to have a certain colonial range. They're not even close yet, but they're going to try and take provinces around here eventually. That gives them colonial range down here. But if I don't leave them any provinces to colonize, like if I take this one and this one, I kind of block them off because then they have a crazy long distance to go before they can build another colony. So it's maybe a good trick for me to like block the rest of the colonists off from going around the Cape. Because I'm already dominating up here on the African coast. I'm already dominating at the Cape. So if I go a little ways around the Cape, take this province right there and this one, the rest is wasteland that cannot be colonized. And then it would be really difficult then for anyone to make it from here all the way around the Cape to these islands or something like that. Like, I don't even know what the colonial range would be there, but several hundred. Eventually, you get a ton of colonial range from technology, so you can go anywhere. But you can see we're only at 160. You don't really gain a lot until 7 and 11. But nobody's going to be at Tech 11 for a long-ass time, so I think that's going to be a good move for me. That kind of forces everyone into the new world. Like, the AI colonizes where they can. So maybe then they'll choose to colonize the new world. I won't have any competitors in Africa. And then if they colonize the new world, a lot of that trade good will end up flowing back through Sevilla anyway. Because right now, virtually no goods come from like the Caribbean or from Florida or whatever, or from Texas or Mexico back. But when they get colonized, they're going to be people producing stuff. They're going to be growing tobacco and sugar and, you know, cutting down trees and fishing and all that stuff. And so those trade goods will come back, and then we'll be able to benefit from them. So that would be great. I want Castile to go to the New World as much as possible. France did not take exploration yet, so France isn't going to colonize until their third idea group at least. England didn't pick it either, so England is not... Like, no one's big on colonialism right now. Only Castile has ideas which give them colonists. So it's kind of good. I mean, I want them to colonize eventually, but if I get a huge head start, then that's huge. That's good for me. It's a great idea. Plus 20 global settler increase is going to make a huge difference. I think I'm at negative, or only 35 right now. I can actually take the last idea here. Each idea group, it gives you all the bonuses from the ideas themselves, and then it also gives you a bonus, like, once you complete the set. So I'm going to take this. That allows me to fabricate claims in colonial regions. I think that only applies to the New World. I can check, though. Yeah, no, I still need a neighboring... Well, let me wait for the month tick, but I think I will still need a neighboring province to claim on someone like Benin. Yeah. So when they say you can fabricate in colonial regions, what they're referring to is these colonial regions. So the only ones I can see are Brazil and colonial Colombia. And I can actually see a little bit of the green color here is colonial Caribbean. So I could basically now fabricate claims on any of the natives in the New World. But because I don't want their land and I don't want to colonize there particularly, not much point. I have 3 diplomats that are doing nothing. That's really stupid. I should be doing something. Castile loves me. The Pope could love me more. You can see they have an attitude, so they're my defensive ally. I would much rather them be friendly, and if I have their relations up high, they're more likely to be friendly. What does France think? What does England think? Yeah, let me improve with England. That's not a super high relations. It's just giving my diplomats something to do. Lazy, inactive diplomats are just sort of wasted potential, so it's usually better to do something. Could also be fabricating claims, but again, not really anyone up there that I want to fight right now, because I can't deal with non-Catholic land, so I'm better off colonizing. Just a reminder, I know I have some of these national decisions which will give me missionary strength. That one does. Need admin tech 10. That one does 2. Admin tech 8. That might be coming up. Yeah, so I can get 1 missionary strength, which is huge. I only have 6, so that's going to bump me up to 7. This includes my missionary strength advisor. So yeah, I really want to get that up there. I want to be able to do conversions even when I don't have the missionary strength advisor, because I can't get him all the time. Oh, look at that. That's a really good, yeah, that's excellent value. So I dev pushed Lisboa, even though they make fish, which isn't a great trade good. This is well worth it for me to build a workshop there. That increases their production by 10%. So you can see their production is 0.38. It's going to go up when I build this. I will also gain that value in trade as well as just from the province itself. Any other buildings that are worthwhile? I can get some taxation. Yeah, I'd like to build definitely these 4, the ones with, it's like the improvement amount and then the improvement value. So any of these that give me more than 0.1 are going to be worth it in 100 years. This one is going to pay for itself in 60 years. Sounds like a long time, but typically worth it. I try to build buildings that'll pay themselves off in 100 years. Because it's just so easy to squander money in this game. Like, you just accidentally, like, I'm paying my troops, so I could be making 3 ducats a month, but I'm not. Paying for my fleets, don't really need to do that. So yeah, I can just save so much money by doing things like that, yeah, it's nice to reinvest your money as much as possible, even if it isn't like a super impressive return. The fastest return oftentimes is on ships, so maybe I should build light ships. I'm nowhere near my light ship limit, but they're expensive. They cost 20 each. So maybe next time I have $100, instead of buying a building, I will buy 5 light ships. And then as long as I can keep them protecting trade, they pay for themselves usually faster than buildings do, maybe within, I don't know, 40 or 50 years, something like that. But it's very situational. You can't really guarantee that that'll be the case. Anyway, my only 2 light ships, I think. Yeah, I only have 2, and they're both here with my Explorer, so that's probably good. I'm going to get my Explorer going. I can go much further now that I have this province discovered. So I'm just going to explore some of these sea tiles here. That's a pretty big journey, so hopefully it won't die. And I just want to monitor this Morocco War. Maybe this could be an in for me to fight Tlemcen. I don't know. As long as they have the Tunis guarantee, though. I don't know if I want to go for that. Oh, they're allied with Tunis now. Okay. So that's fine. Who am I rival to? Tunis is one of my rivals. Oh, Morocco is no longer a valid rival. That's a bummer. Yeah, I would like more rivals to be possible. Maybe Congo could be my rival? I don't know. Maybe this could work out, because if I fight Tlemcen and Tunis, I can get power projection from them, because I'm right on the edge, right? I want to be above 50 power projection to get my additional power points. Gives me 1 extra monarch point per category. Yes, but you can see Castile also has declared Tunis one of their rivals, so I'll have to split the power projection. What's going on dynastically now? So Castile is out of there. Yeah, they're still de Trasmara, but they got rid of their pretenders. That's nice. Still no Iberian Wedding. There's some date, I don't remember it, but I think it has to fire before 1500 or 1510, so Castile might not end up gaining Aragon and Naples as their subjects. But that could be an opening for me to fight Aragon with Castile. If they're never united, then, you know, I could maybe get on that. But just thinking long term, really this is kind of a chill session most likely.